Okay, today we're looking at an entire lineup of paddles from a new company called Chorus. We have two Gen 2 paddles, the Shapeshifter and the Echo, as well as a super bargain Gen 1 paddle called the Daylight. And Chorus is a company that came onto the scene pretty much out of nowhere, and their initial differentiator is that they figured out what sound each of their paddles made pitch-wise when struck. And while this doesn't affect performance, it actually kind of reveals how into the details their company owner is. And where we're at now with pickleball tech, innovation really comes down to the nitty-gritty. So this little piece of trivia is just a quick confirmation of Chorus's ethos to me. They aren't just doing paint by numbers catalog paddles. They're really in the weeds, pushing the envelope and trying to do something new. And that philosophy really makes their lineup sing to me. But before we get too far into things, I want to let you know Chorus is letting me give one of these babies away for free, so be sure to stick around until the end of the video to see how to enter. But if you want to get a head start, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Now let's talk specs. I want to start with their super popular 60mm paddle called the Shapeshifter. This paddle grabbed some of the bigger reviewers' attention early on and is pretty much always sold out, and that's because this paddle is super unique. First off, the face is a blend of three materials. Toray 3D 18K cubic carbon with a triaxial weave, that's the top layer, and then the middle layer is Toray T700 carbon fiber, and then the bottom layer is a premium fiberglass. It is of course a hybrid shape. It's thermoform unibody with perimeter edge foam. It has a polypropylene core. The dimensions are 16.3 by 7.7 inches. The grip length is 5.5 inches. The grip circumference is 4.25 inches. The average weight is 7.9 to 8.3 ounces. The advertised swing weight is 117. The advertised twist weight is 6.7. It does include a paddle cover with this one. There is a 90-day warranty, and the price is $171 after you use promo code MATTHEWK to knock off 10%. And for the Shapeshifter, its face is what really sets it apart from pretty much everything else that's out right now. The idea behind this complex blend of materials is to have a paddle that has a super controllable soft game with a face that can grab the ball from any direction because of that triaxial weave, as well as a paddle that will hit the ball super hard when you activate the bottom fiberglass layer with a bigger swing. And I do think Chorus achieved this with the Shapeshifter, but I would say it's not as dynamic of a paddle as say something like the Huda Viva Pro Gen 2, which has something similar going on with what they call a strengthening plate added to that paddle's buildup, which results in a super dynamic and sometimes tricky to control paddle. Instead, Chorus's paddle plays pretty linear to me, which is what I typically prefer. So while the Shapeshifter does have a very hard-hitting baseline game, it still has a very controllable soft game up at the net if that's what you want. And for me, this paddle didn't require a lot of mental gear shifting where I was constantly toggling how much to hold back or how much power to put into each and every stroke. Instead, it's very intuitive feeling, especially compared to those other paddles with fiberglass or complex buildups that often play more dynamically with less predictable play off the face. So it was great to be able to keep a consistent game and not have to play one way when I wanted to hit hard and another when I wanted to hit soft. And that's what really stood out to me with the Shapeshifter. That being said, I did find this paddle to fit my style a bit better with some tungsten down in the bottom corners. After a little wait, it actually reminded me a lot of the Honolulu J2K in the short game and the J2K Pro in the baseline game. And I'd say that's an awesome combo to have in a single paddle. And once again, you're able to really keep your game consistent and not have to switch mental gears when you want to hit hard versus when you want to hit soft. It's all one game. Now, I'm not convinced the grab on the ball is any better than some of the grittier paddles out right now. I'm thinking of the Honolulu paddles in particular, but I have a feeling that's something Chorus can continue to push as they keep iterating. And to be upfront, I have some of their very first batches of their paddles, so I wouldn't be surprised if what's going out to customers right now are a bit spinnier and grabbier than what I've been testing. I should also point out that the Shapeshifter's edge guard now comes in three colors, the black one I have here, as well as a white, and this really nice orange color. As for value, $171 after promo code MATTHEWK knocks off that 10% is a bit up there price-wise. I have heard that this surface is pretty costly to manufacture, which does seem plausible to me considering I haven't seen it being used with many other paddles, and getting a paddle with the latest tech often means paying a bit of a premium price. So is this worth an extra 20 bucks or so compared to what else is on the market? It's really up to you and what you're willing to spend. I will say this is a very high performing paddle with some super unique characteristics. If it was $20 less, it'd be a no-brainer recommendation, but at this price point, it's a super close call. And if budget is a super big concern, Chorus does have another paddle called the Daylight that's on the complete other end of the spectrum price-wise, and this thing is a freaking steal. So let's talk about it. The Daylight is a 16mm paddle. It has a T300 carbon fiber face. It's a wide body. It's a Gen 1 paddle, but don't let that scare you away. This thing hits really, really great in my opinion. The core is polypropylene. It's 15.9 by 7.9 inches. The grip length is 5 inches. It's got a grip circumference of 4.25 inches. It's 7.7 to 8.1 ounces. The swing weight is advertised as 107. The twist weight is advertised as 6.66, and it does have that 90-day warranty. And the price of this thing is only $63 after promo code MATTHEWK knocks off 10%. Okay, this paddle reminded me a lot of a paddle I reviewed a while back from Phantom Pickleball called the Eternal, except I believe the Daylight uses normal 8mm cells and it's 16mm instead of 14mm, so this paddle is way more control focused than even that one. And boy, does it do a good job at that. You can place, target, dink, block, shut down bangers, everything you want out of a standard shape paddle. And since it's Gen 1, it's super, super plush with so much dwell time. It's a true pleasure to play with, and I think some of these quote unquote beginner paddles are real sleeper steals sometimes, and that's exactly the case with the Daylight. Right now it's on sale and promo code MATTHEWK stacks on top, making this thing only $63. And that's just a great deal if you're looking to main a control paddle or even to have as a backup in your bag as a loaner. It's just very easy to recommend in my book. But I do know some people are really turned off by Gen 1 paddles, so of course does have a more control-oriented Gen 2 paddle as well, that is much lower in price than the Shapeshifter. This is the Echo, and it's a 16mm paddle as well, and it has a T700 raw carbon fiber surface. It is an elongated shape. It's thermoform unibody with perimeter edge foam. It has a polypropylene core, and it's 16.4 by 7.5 inches. Its grip length is 5.1 inches with the same 4.25 inch circumference grip. The average weight is 7.8 to 8.2 ounces. The advertised swing weight is 112, the advertised twist weight is 6.4, and this one does include a paddle cover, and it has that 90-day warranty, and the price is only $108 after promo code MATTHEWK knocks off 10%. And this is the paddle I actually played with the least of the three because it's very control oriented, but that elongated shape makes it a bit slower in the hands. And I personally thought the Daylight played so well, I just had a really hard time trading it for the Echo. However, the Echo does perform really well and is a great value option for folks that are considering a paddle like the Vatic Pro V7 or another paddle in that category. This might lean a little more on the control side than even the V7 because it's super, super plush. So if you've been hesitant to jump to a thermoform paddle thinking they might be too hot for you, this one would be a good one to consider. As for value, $108 after promo code MATTHEWK knocks off that 10% makes it a very, very good deal. This particular space is getting a bit more competitive, but the Echo is right up there with the most budget-friendly options in my opinion. Also, real quick, I wanted to highlight the overgrips I've been using lately. They're from a company called Bodhi. You can get a pack of 4 for less than $10 after you use promo code MATTHEWK, and I was just super surprised by how much I liked them. I thought I was a ride or die Turnham Megatac for forever because I always loved having my hand pretty much glued to the paddle grip, but I've started to really like how Bodhi's overgrips feel. They're less tacky than what I'm used to, but with a bit more cushion. And I found them to perform and hold up really, really well. And I love durability and anything that lasts when it comes to pickleball. And that describes these overgrips for sure. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description in case you want to check them out. Okay, that's all I've got. Chorus came out of nowhere and put together a line of paddles that really harmonize into a cohesive group. There truly is an option for every kind of play style and budget, and I'm excited to see what they do next. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description for their site. Don't forget to use promo code MATTHEWK for that 10% discount. As for the giveaway, all you need to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment which Chorus paddle you think fits your pickleball frequency best. And then of course, fill out the Google form in the description so I have a way to contact you if you win. That's it. The raffle will be in about a month, so be on the lookout for an email. Good luck. I'll also leave some links and codes for some other cool paddles and paddle companies. Be sure to check those out. And I have a list of some of my favorite pickleball accessories down there in the description as well, so don't be afraid to click around. Using those links and codes does help me and helps the channel, so it's always appreciated. And please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All of that helps me a ton as well. But most importantly, I hope you get to pickle soon, and just don't forget, it's about having fun.